The G502X Plus has been my favorite mouse, and today I'm going to share with you why this gaming mouse is the perfect editing tool to make your editing sessions faster. This mouse has an amazing feel to it and fits your hand like a glove. The buttons that you use to click are actually super long, so you'll never have that issue where your fingers will hang off the front of the mouse. I had this issue with the MX Master 3 and never found like my hands sat properly on it. I have longer fingers, so maybe that's it, I don't know. Maybe it's because my fingers are a bit long, but that small front end of the mouse paired with the big back end of the mouse just didn't feel comfortable to me. I don't know why people are so crazy about that mouse. Maybe it's just me, but... So the average mouse comes in at about 60 to 70 grams in weight, and the G502X is about 100 grams. For some, that may be a bad thing, but I actually prefer the added weight. I wish I could actually make this mouse heavier. The original G502 Ghost Spectrum had this ability where you could add weights to the bottom of it to make it heavier or lighter, which you lose with the G502X Plus. The heavier weight is preferable because it feels more comfortable to me, and I prefer making my mouse speed faster. Something about that combination of this slow speed, me moving it, and the actual cursor being faster that just made it easier for me to move around the timeline. It's this thing where it takes me less time to move left to right, so I'm not making big movements across my desk to travel around the page. So let's talk colors and style. Another cool thing about this mouse is the customization you can do with it. You have the option to change the colors, making it a solid color, or having more than one color, making it pulse and do other cool effects. I usually try to have it match the decor on my desk to make it all blend, but if you want a whole RGB gaming look to it, then you can do that as well. If you honestly don't care about the RGB colors, then there is a cheaper version of this mouse, being the G502X without the plus name. And if wireless is not necessary for you, then they have a wired version as well, which is even cheaper. I like the wireless RGB version, but just wanted to give you the options in case budget is an issue. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I wish they did a little bit more with this mouse when it came to the RGB. Like, there's a bunch of buttons that you have to press. I wish those buttons like lit up, because once you put your hand on the mouse, you pretty much cover up that whole RGB strip. So it's just kind of like, it's a little gimmicky to me. I wish they did more with it. The great thing about this mouse compared to other mouses that have customizable buttons is the amount that this mouse has. To give a quick rundown on my settings and how I use it, I use the scroll wheel to go left to right on my timeline by moving it up or down. Just to compare, it's easier to do this than grabbing your timeline like your playhead and scrolling with your hand like that. Between me having keyboard shortcuts and then me customizing this mouse, it saves me a crazy amount of time when it comes to moving and doing certain things. It's a small thing, but it will improve your speed, editing, and it's a movement that you will do often over and over again. With the G502X, you also have the option to push right or left on the wheel. For me, I have this program to grab, if I push right, I grab all the clips on the right side of the playhead, to the right of the playhead, so I can quickly move things that I want out of the way. On the side, I have these two buttons that I use to do undo and redo when I'm making edits. The alternative to doing this quickly would be pressing Ctrl-Z or Ctrl-X, which takes more time than just pressing these buttons really quickly. The little trigger button on the mouse I have set to cut. This quick key takes any clips I'm editing and cuts it in half, cuts right down the middle. This works well in tandem with the right click I showed you on the scroll wheel earlier, where I can just cut and then just move the footage over quickly, and it just works very seamlessly. When you're culling a lot of footage on a wedding day, these little quick keys will make the process a lot easier and just like quicker and more enjoyable, to be honest, if you're asking me. The next few buttons you can definitely make for more useful things than I have, but I've programmed the two longer buttons on the top left side here to switch between music tracks. I know most people have a part of their editing process where they're listening to music and backing out of your editing app to change songs every 5 minutes is just time wasted. Being able to quickly just click forward or backwards on a track you were listening to is nice, but if you want more editing-centric custom keys, like your blade tool and other features, then you have that option to set these buttons to that as well. The top button on the mouse I have set to start and stop music that I'm listening to, but again, you can customize this to whatever you want as well. Personally, if I had to pick an editing quick key for the top button, I would use it to change the clip speed, to take your 4K 60 or 4K 120 footage and slow it down to 50%. The top left keys I would set to retime controls to be able to add keyframes for doing speed ramps, and the other possibly retime curve to fine tune how abrupt or smooth your speed ramp is. So let's talk about battery life and the USB-C capability of this mouse. The great thing about this mouse is that you can actually charge it via USB-C, which I get a solid amount of battery life out of this mouse, and even when it's dying, you can charge it for a few minutes and get hours of battery life out of it. This mouse can go 120 hours without RGB and 37 hours with the RGB lights turned on. I don't find this matters too much, like the fact that you can just plug it in and quick charge it in like 5 minutes and get like an hour or something out of it. Like I've never had an issue where it's died and I've had to sit there and like wait for it to charge. So G-Hub also has like these mouse pads where if you put the mouse on that mouse pad, the mouse pad will just continuously charge the mouse. I don't like those mouse pads, but if you want it, it's there. So let's talk about the G-Hub app, and this is the app where you customize the mouse. I've seen some reviews online actually complaining about the G-Hub app, and personally, I don't really see the issue. I was able to customize my mouse without many issues, and you also have the ability to set the settings for different applications if you want to. For example, if you want your shortcuts to behave differently while you have an editing software open, then G-Hub will automatically detect when you open that software to switch to those settings. You also have the ability to change how the RGB lights look with different colors and patterns. You can also pair this to match the characteristics of your Logitech keyboard if you have one that is part of that G-Hub brand. Another thing you can do in this software is change the DPS sensitivity to control how sensitive your mouse is to movement. For editing, this paired with the weight of the mouse counteracts and makes it more comfortable to scroll around the screen. The one thing I do want to mention though is that when you do customize the different keys, you pretty much customize it to whatever you have in your editing software. So if you customize your keyboard shortcut, like if B is your blade tool, then in the G-Hub software, you just customize where the button you want to be blade tool would just be B. So in conclusion, the G502X Plus is not perfect, and although Logitech took away features like adding weight to the mouse and adding a scroll wheel that feels kind of plasticky compared to the old one, I still prefer this mouse over many other ones on the market. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to me. Like I was saying before, I think you should pair this mouse a keyboard that you have keyboard shortcuts for. I did make a video where I did talk about my personal keyboard shortcuts, and then I also left a free download in that video as well if you're on DaVinci Resolve. But if you're not on DaVinci Resolve, that video will still be helpful because I tell you exactly what you need to map everything to. I think these two videos are why, every November, December, I finish my wedding season with no backlog. I'm a very fast editor, but I think I'm fast just because of certain practices and things I've implemented, and between my mouse and my keyboard, was very meticulous about which one I was going to buy and why I bought it. And these are pretty much the two devices I use on a daily basis, and I love using them. They're great. Let me know what you guys think. It is technically it's a gaming mouse and keyboard, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This is Damien. Take care.